What's good, YouTube? It's D from 3, and I want to talk about Jayson Tatum and the Boston Celtics and the pressure and the heat that they have been getting for the past couple of years about the playoffs. And Tatum has been catching some heat, especially lately this year, especially about how good his team is, about how he can have games where he can rest a little bit, where he can have Jaylen Brown, he can go off for 35. Uh, Kristaps, he can go off for 35. Derek White and Drew Holiday, they can do their thing in this game and he can chill for a few games. But the other MVP candidates don't have as much luxury as that. Or in the playoffs, he don't do good and niggas will be on his ass. Like sometimes the media in general might be talking bad about him or be being on his ass a little too harsh, but it's kind of understandable. And I want to compare KD and D Wade careers a little bit and talk about what they've done their first 7 years in their career and kind of like match it up because I don't know how KD was getting looked at then earlier in his career. I don't know how D Wade was getting looked at and bashed or being compared to other guys early in his career. But like with Tatum, I just want to be able to compare that and just state my opinion on Tatum. But I'm gonna start with D Wade. With D Wade, he didn't win Rookie of the Year. Obviously, he was third in Rookie of the Year. But his next year, in his second season, he was eighth in MVP. He was an All-Star, obviously. Went to a conference finals. And then the next year, he was also second team All-NBA and also was second team All-Defensive Team while going to the conference finals. The next year, he was sixth in MVP and second team All-NBA. He didn't make the defensive team that year. That was the same year with Shaq. He got Shaq the year before in 2005, his second year. But this time they went to the finals. Now they were struggling in the regular season. In 2006, they were figuring it out. But once they figured it out, went to the conference. They went to the finals. D Wade did his thing, went crazy. Blase, blase. Now I don't know the narratives and shit that was going on there with D Wade, but like just comparing off that, especially with the teams he had, he was showing up. Now obviously Tatum wasn't as good as early on, but like he was that nigga at least by the time it was his third year in the league. Tatum, same shit. It was his team, the third year in the league. Now the Celtics wasn't as good compared to the Heat because obviously they was able to go to the finals. They had Shaq, they had the rest of them guys on the team. But like getting to my point, just comparing the rest of the other years D Wade had up until his seventh year. Now in the playoffs, he didn't have much success, but individually, I'm gonna keep going. He was third in All NBA. He in 2008 led the Olympic team in scoring and won a gold medal. In 2009 led the league in scoring, averaging 30, and he was third in Defensive Player of the Year and third in MVP voting. And first team All NBA, second team All Defense. 2010, his seventh year, fifth in MVP voting, first team All NBA, first team All Defense. Now he was doing his thing. He was doing his thing. I don't know the narrative. I don't know what they was talking about with him. He kind of was dealing with injuries, and the team was worse. He got older, all that shit. But like, I'll give him the benefit of that with the playoff shit. But individually, he was doing his thing. Now to Kevin Durant, I don't want to use so many players and examples, but like with KD and D Wade, these are similar players and situations a little bit. Like going on with KD, his second year, from his second year to his third and fourth year. So basically from 2010 to 2012, he was second in MVP them 3 years straight. In his fourth year, 2011, He was in the conference finals in 2011. Lost to Dallas that year. They went to go win a championship and beat Bron. And his fifth year, 2012, they went to the finals. His seventh year, they went to the conference finals in 2013. Lost to the eventual champion. So 2 times in the conference finals, he lost to eventual champions. In the finals in 2012, lost to eventual champions for the third time. 3 times in 7 years, he lost to the eventual champions. With also doing all that, he was second in MVP voting 3 times in a row. Finally won his MVP in 2014, and was a scoring championship. It was a scoring champion 3 times in a row, and then 2013 he was in second behind Carmelo, and then 2014 that was the same. He won MVP. He had scoring championship that year, and also I think he was 50-40-90 that same year. Now with Tatum, D Wade conference finals his second year, and finals his third year. Now hold up. Yeah, that's what it was. Conference finals his second year, finals appearance his third year. KD, his fourth year conference finals, fifth year NBA finals, seventh year conference finals. Now his sixth year, Russ got hurt during the playoffs. They couldn't do much. Now his ninth year, I'm going a little bit further, but when they got back healthy, they went back to the conference finals. So them 2 years, in 2015 and 2013, when they wasn't healthy, they possibly could have been to another finals or a conference finals then. So all them years of conference finals, KD then been to, was winning second MVPs, winning MVPs, scoring champions, all that shit. With Tatum, obviously he wasn't as good early on, but 2018, his rookie year, went to a conference finals. That same year, Kyrie wasn't healthy. He was the leader of that team. Took him to a conference finals. He averaged 18.5 points per game on 47%. I think he was third in rookie of the year behind Ben Simmons and Donovan Mitchell. 2019, they lost in the second round. He wasn't the All-Star then. He wasn't the best player on the team then. And then after that season, Kyrie left. So, period, all year, playoffs and regular season, 2020, now he was the best nigga on the team. In 2020, they had Brown, Tatum. Obviously Tatum and Brown. Smart was still on the team. Gordon Hayward eventually came back. So they had 3 20-point per game scores. Also, they had Kemba. Yeah, Kemba was the third 20-point per game scorer. He was also an All-Star that year. I don't know if Brown made it, but he was a 20-point per game scorer. Gordon Hayward, when he came back, kept it in the regular season. He was averaging 17. Smart brought defense, a little bit of playmaking, had a little bit of scoring. They had Enes Kanter, Rob Williams, so the team was pretty good. It was the third seed, went to the conference finals that year. Couldn't get past the Heat. Now I'm going to also explain why with Boston too, why they also struggled, but I'm going to talk about Tatum and why he struggled too. But I'm just naming off accolades, comparing Tatum to KD and D Wade when they was young and what they was able to do. So he been to 2 conference finals in 3 years so far his career with Tatum, and they was third in the Eastern Conference with seeding. And then the next year they was 7 seed. I don't know why they struggled that year, but they got beat in the first round. The very next year came back, got their get back, played very good defense against KD and them, and they went to the finals that year. Finally got over the hump to go to the finals, and then they lost. And I'm going to continue to talk about why they lost and why they struggle after I explain what Tatum has done up until this year. And then 2023, they was second seed, same as 2022, they was second seed then, went to the conference finals. Now at one point they was down 3-0, but it shouldn't have been that. And again, lost to the Heat in the conference finals with Jimmy and Bam and them. That went 7 games. They damn near came back, beat them, but they shouldn't have taken that. Now we in 2024. They the first seed, probably gonna be the only team to win 60 games this year by far, easily. They got 4 other All-Star caliber guys. Jaylen Brown actually made it, but you know how Porzingis, he borderline. Uh, Derek White was so close to making it. Drew Holiday, he gonna get his votes. He gonna get his love. And also the year before, he was just an All-Star. So it's like you got 4 other All-Star caliber guys, and then when it's that time, especially against elite bids, Horford, he coming off the bench. He gonna do his thing against Embiid. He gonna do his thing against Giannis. So them the main other 2 teams outside of the Heat in Boston when it comes to the playoffs, and it's been like that since like 2020. So like Horford gonna do his thing. So it's like this year specifically, you got the best team possible to succeed in the winter finals. You should be winning the finals this year. You got the best team ever you had this year. Last year you averaged 30. And going until this year, I had you winning MVP, but seeing the left wrist fracture shit that you had, I took the MVP part back. But it haven't been affecting you. You still been playing like an MVP caliber guy. You fit the MVP this year. Your stats didn't fall off too much as another All-Star caliber guy that can give you 20, 25 points a game. And you only dropped 3 points a game. Now, I don't know if your hand's still fucked up, but next year when you change some shit up, and I'm getting to that, you should be in the top 3 conversations, or probably first when it comes to next year. But getting to the point where I'm gonna talk about Tatum individual problems, and I'm gonna talk about Boston individual problems. But with Tatum, my problems with him and why he or the team can't get over the hump with him, my problem is they can't figure it out in the clutch. Tatum can't figure it out in the clutch. He shoot too many jumpers. He relied too much on his jumper and the 3. He need to be picking his spots, getting to the lane, putting pressure on the rim. And it kind of correlate with him and the team, period. So I'm going to probably get some shit out the way, period, with both Tatum and the team. Neither Tatum or Boston can figure out in the clutch. They rely too much on the jumper. They don't put enough pressure on the rim. And that's the main reason why. And then they don't run enough actions or plays and screens and none of that to just figure out and take away the playmaking weakness that they have. Now, if you look at the stats and the turnover stuff, you might say, oh, they take care of the ball. It's still like, it's like when you watch them play, it's like, it's still a problem in my opinion. They gotta put more pressure on the rim. They still gotta run more plays. They gotta figure something out with their offense. They got the talent. They got the players that can hit their threes. They got all that shit. But it's like, I keep repeating it. They gotta put more pressure on the rim, get to their spots, break down the defense more, make the defense work harder to try to stop them. In 2022 against the Warriors, y'all had the size, y'all had the skill, y'all was favored heavily to beat them. Y'all, like, bro, and Golden State never really had the size since losing Gobert. I mean, not Gobert, but Bogut. They always had a size and interior weakness, especially size, since then. And y'all wasn't putting enough pressure on the fucking rim to beat them niggas. Now, I'm not saying Wiggins a bad defender at all, but he was clamping you. You bigger than him. No reason why you shouldn't be getting to your spots, posting them up, and putting pressure on that rim. Also, that's what also playmaking coming in, or just being able to get to your spots. That's the thing Tatum can work on. Also, if he work on that could probably just figure out the playmaking thing with a team that Boston also work on, because they had the size to beat Golden State and they couldn't figure it out. And also defending Steph, they was guarding this nigga in the fucking drop and just letting that nigga shoot the damn three. And on top of that, while he was cooking their ass, y'all had this game plan with the Heat, but y'all wasn't using it with the damn Warriors. So with the smaller guards, with Max Strus, Hero, Duncan, y'all would pick on them, get the switch, and cook them niggas and put pressure on the rim with them niggas. But y'all wasn't doing it with Stephen. Clay, he just came back off of injury. He not the same defensively. He a step slower. It's the same shit with Poole. He can't guard shit. So with Tatum and Brown, why y'all not picking at them three niggas specifically, especially Steph with the amount of work he doing? Why y'all not picking on them niggas and putting pressure on the rim, creating more opportunities and putting pressure on the defense like that? So it's like, yeah, I just got all that shit out. Boston was explaining the Tatum shit. And then, especially when I tuned in watching Tatum, especially in the playoffs, when he looked at the draw so much in the playoffs back then, I don't know if he still do it now, but when he used to drive, he'll do like a sweet shit, the sweet move, and he'll look for a foul and complain, especially when he missed. Like every time he did the sweet move, especially in the playoffs, he'll miss it. And that shit used to get on my fucking nerves every fucking time. I want to get pissed off and fuck up the video. But every time he did that shit, he'd do that and miss. Brown going left, especially against the Heat, turnover. Against Depot, turnover against Caleb Brown, turnover against, like, bro, when they doing that, turning the ball over, that's when the sets and the actions need to be coming in, and they'll never do that. So, like, let's say, for example, throw the ball to Kristaps. Players need to be moving, probably the ball need to be moving more, just, like, figure something out. But, like, that's been the problem with Tatum. I don't hate Tatum. I don't hate Boston. But that's been my problem with Tatum. And that's probably been why Tatum has been getting as much heat as he have, because the team and playoff success that he has, it's been he's been given more opportunities than most guys in the league now, especially the younger guys. Now he be given more opportunities and shit to do, improve, and get over the hump. He haven't gotten over the hump yet. Now I get he's young, but with the experience y'all been having, at some point y'all gotta figure some shit out. But I don't hate him. This my video explaining why Tatum getting the heat he's been given, but it do need to tone down. But thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.